Welcome. Every experience begins with a thought, and our experience changes when we change that thought. I'm glad that you've joined me today, and in this series, we will be focusing on special meridian points located along the sides of the spine that correspond to the vertebrae, and they're called Huatuojiaji points. Each point connects to specific areas of your body and your nervous system. And we will be working on opening the Huatuo points along the spine to increase qi flow and activation of the nervous system so that your access to life force and the information that it needs, your body will have and it can heal itself. So today, we will focus on C5, and it's related to fear of ridicule and humiliation, fear of expression or feeling overburdened, rejection of one's good and unrealistic expectations, especially when communicating. When C5 is blocked, it can lead to health issues like tongue problems, tonsillitis, laryngitis, sore throat, canker sores of the mouth, snoring, and being unable to speak. It can inhibit the flow of the throat chakra and our ability to speak our truth. By clearing the stagnant energy in each point and infusing it with life force energy, your body will have what it needs to correct and harmonize any dysfunction that has accumulated over the years. Life happens, and whether we choose it or not, it can have a great impact on how we live our lives and view our lives. We will identify areas where energy is inflamed, stuck, stagnant, and refusing to flow because of old beliefs of dependence, controlling experiences, shame and humiliations, fears, stories, people, lifestyles, attitudes, and demands. We will focus on beliefs that your mind is ready to embrace or release, where it is ready for change, progress, and transformation. Embrace these thoughts. Feel them deep within your body, your mind, and your soul, and allow them into your heart. Because you are absolutely worthy of every virtue, and you are worthy of every life-giving belief. So as you hear these statements, let them into your heart, and they will transform you gently, profoundly, and bring greater and higher good in your life. So take a deep breath, and we will start. Place your hand on your chest, touching the two fear points with your thumb and index finger. The spots may be tender. Hold your hand there, or you may massage the points if they are tender. The important thing is supporting these points with your energy through the palm of your hand. Or you can hold your hands in prayer position at your heart space. This is particularly effective if you're holding rare earth magnets with the South Pole facing your right hand. Or use a piece of quartz crystal, jade, or selenite. Imagine looking into a mirror and looking into your eyes and talking directly into your soul. In this moment, speak this maxim to yourself with the care and compassion you would give to the most apprehensive of beings. Speak it into the C5 vertebrae, increasing the life force with honest kindness and respect for its importance, place, and function. So repeat after me. Take kindness and benevolence as basis. Take frankness and friendliness to heart. Speak with reason, treat with courtesy, act with emotion, and accomplish results. So let's say this one more time. Take kindness and benevolence as basis. Take frankness and friendliness to heart. Speak with reason, treat with courtesy, act with emotion, and accomplish results. We will breathe after each statement, consciously creating new pathways of response and allowing the energy to freely and lovingly flow. So carefully listen to each statement and try to repeat after me in your mind. I give myself permission to bring up and address the unconscious beliefs that have kept me stuck in patterns of response that bring harm to myself and others. Breathe. I give myself permission to forgive the people and institutions that have influenced my beliefs when they have encouraged distorted ideas, even when they believed it was good. Breathe. I forgive those in my life experience so far who intentionally or unintentionally caused me harm because of their own broken and distorted interpretations of life. Breathe. I forgive myself for my incorrect interpretation of love and care offered to me by those who truly wanted to show love. Breathe. I ask others to forgive me when I have hurt or caused harm because of my mistaken interpretation of reality. Breathe. I forgive myself for any resistance that I have towards embracing all that is good, lovely, and precious. Breathe. I forgive myself for believing that miraculous transformation, healing, change, and opportunities only happen after long, toiling effort, self-degradation, or that they don't happen for me. Breathe. I embrace all opportunities, gifts, and love that flow to me without hesitation or skepticism, but with thankfulness and gratitudes. Breathe. I give myself permission to surrender and allow for the highest and greatest good to come to me, transform me, and remake me. Breathe. I forgive myself for distorting my alignment with myself, with my great Creator, and with great nature because I do not know my true self. Breathe. I give myself permission to accept my true self and clear the blockages that keep me distorted in my physical health, my emotional health, my social health, and my spiritual health. Breathe. I give myself permission to take responsibility for whatever comes into my presence with gratitude and calmness. Breathe. I forgive myself for knowingly or unknowingly creating the emotional and physical patterns that block my flow and connection to myself, heaven, earth, or humanity. Breathe. I give myself permission to grow and evolve by giving up the stories of the past so that the universe can write new ones. Breathe. I love and accept myself now as I begin to understand and accept the corrections to any false programming and beliefs I might have received as a child. Breathe. I love and accept myself as I align myself to think and feel in the way the universe thinks and feels, accepting the miracles that flow through me, around me, above me, and below me. And breathe. I love and accept that the universe is highly flexible, and I can be too, because when I'm flexible, which is in harmony with the universe, I am open to the infinite possibilities, and then possibilities will appear. Breathe. I forgive myself for not speaking out when I am afraid of ridicule, humiliation, and shame. Breathe. I forgive myself for feeling afraid to express myself openly. Breathe. I forgive myself for rejecting and not accepting my good. Breathe. I forgive myself for overburdening myself when I can't say no. Breathe. I forgive myself for not clearly expressing my needs, wants, and ideas. Breathe. I forgive myself for believing in unrealistic expectations for myself and others. Breathe. I forgive myself for believing that I am not loved and that life is not safe. Breathe. I forgive myself for the inability to taste the pleasures of life with joy. Breathe. I forgive myself for believing that I am not allowed to rejoice in the divine compensation. Breathe. I forgive myself for repressing my emotions. Breathe. I forgive myself for stifling my creativity so that I will fit in. Breathe. I forgive myself for not allowing my good and my creativity to flow freely. Breathe. I forgive myself for believing that divine ideas cannot flow through me and inspire me. Breathe. I forgive myself for feeling constrained and constricted. Breathe. I forgive myself for getting so mad that I can't even speak. And breathe. I forgive myself for being afraid of speaking up. Breathe. I forgive myself for resenting authority instead of speaking up and declaring my own authority. Breathe. I forgive myself for believing that I am not free to ask for what I want. Breathe. I forgive myself for believing it's not safe to express myself. Breathe. I forgive myself for holding in angry words without expressing my true and honest feelings. Breathe. I forgive myself for feeling unable to express myself. Breathe. I forgive myself for hiding my avenue of expression. Breathe. I forgive myself for hiding my channels of creativity. Breathe. I forgive myself for believing that I have to restrict myself and hold back my true self. Breathe. I forgive myself for not opening my heart and singing the joys of love. Breathe. I forgive myself for allowing words to fester as I hold them back. And breathe. I forgive myself for blaming others for my unhappiness. And breathe. I forgive myself for failing to create only joyful experiences in my world. Breathe. I forgive myself for being stubborn and refusing to let go of old patterns. And breathe. I forgive myself for holding on to fear and refusing love and joy in my mind. Breathe. I forgive myself for living in the past, thinking it will keep me safe. And breathe. I now give myself permission to unblock both sides of the Huatuojiaji points of C5, opening and activating the flow of qi and information through C5. Breathe. I give myself permission to communicate freely with all parts of my body, mind, and spirit, raising the quality of my thoughts. And breathe. I give myself permission to see the past, present, and future clearly and honestly. Breathe. I give myself permission to take responsibility for every aspect of creating the life that supports me and that I love. Breathe. I give myself permission to gain wisdom through joyfully accepting the experiences of life in all their diversity. Breathe. I give myself permission to release all that keeps me from seeing and hearing and speaking truth. Breathe. Without fear of ridicule and humiliation, fear of expression and feeling overburdened, without rejecting my good and believing in unrealistic expectations, especially when communicating, I am free to align myself and my life with my spiritual self and the energies of the universe. When I'm aligned with truth and love, I am free to communicate clearly. I am free to accept my good, and I am free to let go of all expectations. Breathe. I am free to be loved, and I am safe. Breathe. I am free to rejoice in my life's bountiful and abundant compensation. Breathe. I am free to allow my good to flow unobstructed. Breathe. I am free to have divine ideas flow through me now. Breathe. I am free to be at peace and breathe. I am free to ask for what I want and breathe. I am free to feel safe and to express myself. And I am free to release all restrictions and to just be me and breathe. I am free to open my heart and sing the joys of love. Breathe. And I am free to create only joyful experiences in my world. Breathe. I am free to release all that is unlike love and joy in my mind. Breathe. I am free to move from the past into the new and fresh and a vital state. Breathe. I am free to declare peace and harmony and invite it to dwell with me and to surround me at all times. Breathe. I am free to have the power, strength, and knowledge to handle everything in my life, perfectly aligned and supported in all things. Breathe. With the power of my divine consciousness, I now create connection and harmony with all things in myself and in my world in a way that inspires kindness, friendliness, honesty, and goodwill. Flowing genuine love and sincere compassion to all that is in my range of influence, and freely offering connection from the brightest place of my heart. Take a long, deep breath and release all that does not align with truth. May this be a morning of innocent beginning, when the grit within you slips clear and the sticky web of the personal with its hurt and its hauntings and fixed fortress corners. A morning when you become a pure vessel for what wants to ascend from silence. May your imagination know the grace of perfect danger, to reach beyond imitation and the wheel of repetition, deep into the call of all, the unfinished and unsolved, until the veil of the unknown yields and something original begins to stir your senses and grow stronger in your heart. You are now creating new alignments, stronger and more powerful beliefs, letting go of the stories of the past and creating new supportive and harmonious ones to manifest the peace, happiness, and calm that is divinely gifted to you at all times. So smile and embrace the universe as you start making a positive difference in your world. Thank you.